Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back again. I'm joined with my boy Derek Elston, man. You tuned into another episode of Ball from Assembly Hall. We got a jam-packed show today, bro. We got a lot to talk about. We getting down to March, man. You know, it's that time, Derek. So talk to me a little bit. What you got going on? How you feeling? Let's run it.
Man, well, we're going to get into the games here, see what happened. But, man, this is the time of year, baby. This is the time of year.
No doubt.
The exciting, you hear Ohio State maybe played CBS. I don't know. You just hear that CBS music in the background. You're like, oh, shit, I can't wait to watch this for about 4 or 5 weeks. Hopefully, Indiana's secured a nice little run in the tournament. But anytime you hear that CBS music, man, and you got every channel you turn to, it's a really good basketball game.
They need to run that One Shining Moment clip with my dog Derek. You know, they need to run that back. They need to run that back.
Hey, that's where the nickname came from. People talk about, man, how long have you had that nickname? I did one motion in the tournament, passing to Cody for a dunk, and all of a sudden I'm the tipping tornado. But
no doubt.
Yeah,
but, we're gonna talk about. Hey, man, shout out to Cody Zeller, just signed with the Heat. You know, I got to shout out my boy. Going back to, him and Vic back together, that's going to be huge. Can't wait to watch that. You know, them guys got a lot of chemistry together, so it'll be fun to see those guys back on the court. You know what I'm saying?
Can't wait. I talked to Cody a lot throughout the year, and just the fact that, he's able to get back on the court after, a couple injuries here and there. His knee was bugging him a little bit. So the fact that he's healthy, man, he's out there playing ball again, man, I'm excited for him. Couldn't be more happy for him.
Right, no doubt. All right, well, we're going to jump right into the X's and O's segment. 2 games last week, 2 high-level games at that. I enjoyed, bro. That probably was the most exciting Northwestern game I done seen in a while. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was high-level basketball from start to finish. Obviously, they jumped out on us, but give me a little take on it, and I'll talk a little bit about it. I'll let you go.
Yeah, no, I mean, see, you hit the nail on the head, man. Listening to Trace after the game, saying that, he didn't come out with the passion that he needed to. He didn't come out play-wise. He didn't play as hard as he was needed to in the first half. But you're right, man. I mean, they jumped on us, but the comeback that we had in that game just kind of shows you, where we're at as a team. And I think me and you have talked about this time and time again about on the road, you got to be 10 points better than your opponent. Man, Northwestern's good, bro. Northwestern is good.
Bro, they're good. They're good. They really are. They run some great stuff. Bodies always moving. They got a lot of guys that can shoot the ball. I think early, our turnovers a little bit. We got to kind of get an early foul trouble a little bit. Also, bro, I think it's kind of like me playing against you, Derek, in practice. You know what I'm saying? When I see you, I kind of know, like, that calf muscle ain't as big.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And I feel like that. Like that left calf muscle might just be a little bit bigger than that right one. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they kind of know that about Miller Kopp. I say that to say I feel like they kind of know Miller Kopp a lot.
Yeah.
And I think they pick on him a lot. I mean, he made some hell of a defensive plays down the stretch where he got to steal, we got the layup and stuff like that. But I think they just pick on him a little bit, and it's just you just kind of know. You know what I'm saying? When you know a person's, like, their weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? When you practice against, and I think that's what Coach does a great job of exploiting. I was just watching him a lot, tell him to attack that mismatch a lot. So I think that was a key part of the game, man. What you think about that tech on Woody and the bench? I think that kind of caused them to go on a little run where the referees wasn't really in our favor. You know what I'm saying? I think they may have went on like a 9-0 run after that happened or whatever. We got in some foul trouble, and I think that kind of hurt us a little bit in the first half. But like you said, bro, we came back in the second half, man. We fought. And I think that just shows what type of team we have. You know what I'm saying? That's a scary team going into a tournament, a team that doesn't quit, that'll play all 40 minutes.
There's no doubt. And, you look at it, hindsight's 2020, but when you look at the end of the game, you realize we gave them 4 points in Tex.
No doubt.
They got to shoot 2 free throws, and they hit them both. They are, 2 separate. They hit all 4, and we end up losing that game by 2. So, that's tough, but you never know if that's the reasoning why. But you make another good point. It's like if you were to take off and go to Ole Miss and we played Ole Miss, I know exactly what you're going to do. You know exactly what I'm going to do. So I think they take advantage of Miller a lot. You hate to see the way he played, obviously, he didn't really do much that game, which really hurts IU, because we've been saying we need that third guy all year long. And so you would think, a guy plays there for 3 years, that's his home court, and never really got the opportunity to get a shot off. I mean, the guy is just one way, one game, and then we'll get into Illinois, but he just goes in there and he's got no issues releasing the ball. So it's like, for me as a fan, I don't really know how to watch Miller, because I see it over here, but when you play against your former guys and you're at your home court, the ball doesn't leave your hand the same. You're not ready to shoot in this game. So, and Miller's all over the internet. He's all over Twitter trying to, protect himself. And, I wish he would just leave that stuff alone. Everybody's allowed to have a bad game. Yeah, I mean, Hoosier fans want the best for him because they know that he can give it to us. But he just had a bad game. And, I think all around, and like you said, we talked about this. See, what happens when Trace has a bad game? And technically he did. 20 and 2010, 20 and 8?
Yeah.
That was his bad game.
Yeah, that was his bad game. I think I don't know, man. I think he started the game off a little bit. I know he done seen a double. Obviously, he's seen a double all year, but man, Northwestern really came with, quick and fast and with aggression on that double a little bit. And I think it cost him a little bit, a little indecisiveness a little bit. He handled it well. The second half, I think he came out and handled it well. He had a couple nice assists. Trace can really pass the ball, bro. Once he started figuring it out, he can really pass the ball, man. But like there, we've been preaching about this thing the whole time, bro. We're gonna need some of our role players to step up, bro. And we constantly repeating this thing over and over and over. And we just need one more guy. Like we just need one more guy to join the fight. And I think we'll be fine, man. But we picked up, bro. That was a fun game. The pace picked up the second half. High-level basketball. I think we held them to like 27% in the first half or something. But I think they got a little too comfortable in the first half. They made some threes early.
Yeah,
you get down 19 at the half, bro. It's always – you do a great job at fighting back, but, man, it's always hard to come back and win a game. And I think that just the first half is what bit us with that game.
Yep. I mean, I don't care who you are, down 19 at the half on the road, you have to play an absolute perfect game to overcome that. And, shout out to Chris Collins, because the game plan, like you said, everybody has shown that they're going to throw a double team at some point in the game on Trace. And, I mean, it almost was like Chris Collins was almost different. It was like, Purdue, we saw the double team, and then Caleb First would be one of the guys that come on a double team. And after about 2 dribbles, he would get back. Chris Collins said, we're stopping this guy, and let's see if the other 4 guys on the court can beat us. And he kind of proved to us that, we're going to struggle in that type of situation, because they didn't leave Trace. They didn't, after 2 dribbles get back. They stayed on him the entire time. And like you said, Trace is a great passer, man. I think Race Thompson really showed he was really a high spot for us. I mean, I've talked to a couple buddies of mine who said, like, he got some garbage points, but when a guy is double team and triple team, someone has to score the ball. So if you get a quick little pass and a dunk or a layup, like, we got to have it. I don't know what else.
Yeah, no doubt.
What else you could say about it? Like, someone's got to put the ball in. So, I mean, Chris Collins had a great game plan. Tamar Bates, man, I don't know, your boy Tamar Bates, man.
Where you at, baby?
A lot of the times
we looking for you, Scoop. We looking for you, baby. We gonna need you. Where you at?
Scoop,
come on now. God damn.
Struggling right now. I think he's struggling right now to figure out, like, the ebbs and flows of the game, because, I mean, he gets the ball and it's almost like he has this, like, I don't know, this epiphany of, like, I have to shoot the ball no matter what. And he shot some really, really bad shots, which Coach Crean used to emphasize. Some of these bad shots are turnovers. Like,
no doubt.
Even if they go in, like, they're not going in at a high percentage. And right now for Scoop, he's just off his game right now. And a lot of these shots that are coming with like 17, 16 seconds on the shot clock, they're going to lead to long rebounds, which lead to easy fast break buckets. And that's how Northwestern really got us. I mean, we didn't eat up the clock at all. Anytime we got it down to the Trace, it came on the double team, and we just didn't hit shots to start the half, and that's what got us.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. I think that being on the other side of the court in front of Northwestern bench, I think that double was real aggressive just because, obviously you on that end of the court, you got coaches yelling out, you got players yelling out.
Yeah, right.
You know how I go, Derek.
Right.
Like when you get on that other end though, you can't really scream down there and really, you know what I'm saying? And I think that execution came from the first half, and that was all they really needed. I think they built that lead, man, but I ain't trying to, harp on Miller Kopp too much because I do think he plays winning basketball, bro. He plays hard all the time.
Yeah, there's no doubt. No doubt.
Indiana but I know how that fan base are. If you feed into it, if you give them that, they're going to keep harping on it, bro. Like they're, you know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So I wish you would just, obviously you just got to play basketball. I don't know if that him seeing negative stuff may help his edge. I don't know what it is, bro. But that was a hell of a game, man. I felt like almost like the last team that had the ball with good amount of time was going to win that game. And Bowie made a tough shot on Trey Galloway, but I'm taking Galloway every day. Galloway plays hard every possession, bro, and that's my boy. I'm dying. That's my favorite right now. I'm dying with Galloway.
Yeah. Which is also controversy. You got the two techs. You got Bowie at the end of the game, man. I don't know what you thought, but I mean, as a defender, Trey Galloway, you got to look at the referee and say, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, pushed me back 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how I don't understand how some games that's a charge, other games that's a block. If it's called a block, you're going to send it to the free throw where he's got to earn it.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a charge, we get the ball with a couple seconds left. Maybe there's something else that happens. But, I mean, it's crazy how in the Big Ten, you have a style of basketball you can play when you see the 3 referees who are reffing the game, because it's completely different across the board. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care who watches this and completely disagrees with me. You see the 3 referees doing your game, you can play a certain way.
No doubt.
And if it's the 3 opposite, you never know how it's going to get called. So, what I think it was a push off. They didn't call it. Obviously, I don't think we deserved to win. We had an unbelievable comeback, but I mean, we shot ourselves in the foot to start. But I mean, that's the way it goes.
I think us as former players, we kind of seen this because we kind of talked about the last episode, and I think it was a little slippage in there. You know what I'm saying? That we got comfortable with, and we were winning. You know what I'm saying? It's always, when it's always, like I said, it's always easier to correct with the win. But I never expected us to finish out the whole Big Ten, undefeated from here on out.
Yeah,
so I think
you're right.
That wasn't a bad loss for us because, it was a bad loss because of the way we lost it. But, I don't expect for us to win. I wasn't expecting us to, finish it out without losing, man.
Yeah.
So
for anybody listening and wondering, at Northwestern is the biggest trap game in the Big Ten. I don't care who you are. Look at Purdue. Look at us. Northwestern is a really, really good team, even when they're not a good team. Going to Northwestern is the biggest trap game you can possibly face on your schedule.
Right, no doubt. And shout out to Race, man. Race came back, been good for us the last 2 games. He came back, he had 15
sure
in that
has.
game. That's big time. I know he was a game time decision to play, man. So I think we still building the right habits. Obviously, we still want to be playing our best basketball toward the end of this month, going into the next month. And we bounce back to the next game. We'll talk about the next game now. Just tell me what you thought about your initial assessment of Illinois.
Well, I thought we were going to have a decent chance to get one back. Obviously, we're playing at home, but Terrence Shannon missing the game due to concussion. I thought, this is set up perfectly for us. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, man, that Illinois team, man, they're able to make some noise.
Your boy Meyer went crazy.
Isn't he fun to watch, man? I'll tell you.
He is.
That's the Meyer that I saw at Baylor.
Man, I love the way he hoop. He just hoop carefree. Brad, coach let him rock. I just seen him. Shit, he had a fast break and he just pulled up for 3, like a 2-on-1. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at it, bro. I ain't mad at it. So I like the way he hoop a lot, man. And he came out that first half, boy, and was he cooking?
He was unbelievable. I think he went like an in between the legs step back on Miller, knocked down his first 3. I thought, oh shit, here we go. Because all that kid needs is to see one drop, and he'll absolutely light you up. So it was a fun game for us. Obviously we got a couple more guys involved. But at the end of the day, man, it seemed like it was the Trey show again, which is great. We're still missing Jalen right now, and I don't know what Jalen's got going on. He just hasn't been that rock for us. I mean, I think he put up 9 points that game, which, obviously every bit helps. But, when you see the 30 a game, the 25, like you kind of expect to see more. So, him not playing his best ball right now is a little worrisome. I know at any minute he could turn it on, but, I think overall as a collective, I think we played really, really good basketball. And the first half, obviously going down, I think we got it down to, I think they took like a 7-point lead, but able to just battle back. And I know we're at home. I know we've got the crowd, obviously all behind us, all 17,000 behind us, but just kind of the way that game ended out, these are hard-fought wins. See, I mean, you got to be able to get these clutch games, these games that are in 2 to 3 mark. You got to be able to find a way to pull it out because, if you string a couple of those losses together, well, now you're looking at the outside in. And, I think right now, Indiana, they have us as a 4 seed. So to be able to show that we can get these good wins and not just blowouts, I mean, we're winning by 3 or 4 points. I mean, that shows committee that, we can able to get these out.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I think initially looking at this game, I think Coach Brad, I think he think they're a better team than us, honestly. And he has every right to because they hadn't played us healthy. When we played them at Illinois, Meyer was hurt. I do, bro. I really like Illinois team. I think they can go far in the tournament. They're a scary team, especially when they're all healthy because they got a lot of guys that can do a lot of things. And I think at the end of the day, when it came down to the second half, they just missed Terrence Shannon. They missed the guy that can just defend, get a stop, and they can give you a bucket on the other end. And, Meyer had kind of cooled off. We were able to really load up and guard him a little bit, besides the bullshit fouls the referees was calling at the end. You know what I'm saying? We did a tremendous job. We did a tremendous job on him in the second half, bro. And I think that was the key part of the game. And I think, obviously if Illinois had Terrence Shannon, I know what he's capable of. So I know that game would have been different. I think, I would love to see us play them healthy. Just because I know it would be an even more exciting game. But that was a high level game, man. I love watching that game. That was some tough high level play right there.
Yeah. Really, really good basketball. And like you said, man, I think you're right. I think if Terrence Shannon is on that court, I don't know if we necessarily walk away with the W. We kind of got it at the end. Even Illinois had a chance to tie it up. I, for the life of me, can't understand why Meyer didn't take that last second 3. But you know what? Like you said, I mean, we played tough defense on him. He had to pass it out. And Menendez had to take that shot.
Yeah.
And you know what? Credit us for pulling one out. But I think I think in the Big Ten, if we somehow find our way across from them, playing them, especially when it's going to be, in Chicago, I think that's going to be a little different story. And like you said, Brad's got it. I mean,
he got a nice team over there, bro. He got a nice team. They're talented over there.
Yeah, you're not wrong by saying I think he's got. I think he thinks that he's got the better team just because those guys. Obviously, the first game was a little different. Meyer not being there, and the game plan, like we said before, it was just kind of terrible. But with that game plan, the way Meyer was playing, throwing Terrence Shannon, that's scary.
Yeah, it's scary, bro.
That's scary.
As far as Jalen, man, I talked about this earlier in the episode, bro. It works for Jalen benefit, obviously, because X is down and we have to play him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he could necessarily go 5 for 17 if X was there. I think Coach would probably take the ball out of his hand. You wouldn't necessarily run the set as much as if you're playing bad like that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's good for his development as a freshman. Like you said, bro, you love that. You as a freshman, bro, I would love to go in and take 17 shots and not really worry about whether they go in or not. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's going on right now. But at the same time, I do want to give him credit because he's sticking with it. He was big down the stretch, even though he turned the ball over, but he got the breakaway dunk. I think him coming down and hitting that shot the very next possession shows that he has a short-term memory. And as a pro, you have to have that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know that the next level is looking at that, and you want to have that short-term memory to be able to just go down and get a bucket. And I think that's part of it, bro. Like that's That's what makes him him. That's what's going to take him to the next level. But obviously, we would love for him to be more consistent. But it ain't really on him, bro. He's a freshman. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
He's got a lot going on. He's got a big plate out there, and you know they say we might get X back before the season. But still, though, bro, like I think the ball has to go through him at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like he has to be the one.
Yeah.
He has to be the one with the ball, bro. Like that's just what it is. And they stay. I don't know, bro. They stay in that drop coverage. I think it's because obviously Trace put so much pressure on the rim that the big is just so scared. You know what I'm saying? So Jalen gets a lot of mid ranges, a lot of pull ups. If I was him, Trace leave, I leave because I know next year that's not going to be the case. You know what I'm saying? I could be getting blitzed off the screen. You know what I'm saying? Anything could be happening where if they blitz him, we don't have nobody to really throw it over and get, play 3-on-2 on the backside. So I think a lot of his success comes from TJD. And there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, you're going to go to the league, you're going to play with bigger bigs and great bigs and stuff like that. So, but I just think it might be, I don't know, Derek, it might be time for him to call it.
I mean, selfishly, I
looked at the projections. I looked at the projections, bro. They got him first right now. So, man, you first, you got to go. I ain't lying, dog. You first.
I mean,
you got to
chase your dreams, young fella.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, chase your
dreams, young fella.
I know he getting that NIL money and all that, bro, but ain't nothing like being in that association. You know what I'm saying? So
no, absolutely not.
Chasing your
and
dreams,
the thing is with him is like he's like Meyer, bro. He's one of those guys that when he sees that first one go in, who knows what he'll go for. But like you said, man, at the end of the day, I don't care if he's 1 for 17, 5 for 17, whatever he is. At the end of the day, I feel comfortable knowing that he's the one bringing the ball up. Like
I do too.
I don't care. He's a playmaker, and he's one of those guys that doesn't have to make the play. His court vision is unbelievable. He's so crafty with that ball. Like if he's bringing the ball up, I know that we're good. I don't care if he's making shots. You know, this team, it's pretty easy to figure this team out, man. You got one guy to throw to get you an assist, and that's down low. And if he needs you to make a play, Jalen can. So, I think that's going to jump into one of our segments coming up. But I love the fact that no matter what, Jalen's got a good head on him, and you realize, like, if he's bringing the ball up, we're good.
Yep. No doubt, man. We got to, but, bro, we have to. I know Coach is raking his mind on it, man, but we got to get our bench going. I think Malik is the only one performing at the level he's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Tamar's struggling right now. Caleb Banks didn't really have like a great game.
Which is crazy. It's crazy.
We got to figure out a way, Derek. We got to figure out a way, man. I don't know if these guys need a layup, whatever. We got to figure out a way to get our bench going, bro. It's going to be huge for us. Geronimo, it's going to be huge for us. And we need more consistent play from them, bro. Like we have to figure out a way. Just because I know we're gonna need them going forward, man. You know what I'm saying? If they could get us 8 points, it's a huge lift. You know what I'm saying, for us, bro. So I know the staff is probably raking their mind. We ain't the only ones that know that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the key to our success. You know, going in the tournament.
Yeah.
You know. So I look forward to seeing that. But like all in all, we did get a dub. Anytime you win in the Big Ten, you win a game at home, regardless, you'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Just another one. It makes you think, man, if we could just have January back, January where we lost to Iowa, lost to, what was it, Wisconsin? Not Wisconsin. Who was it? Penn State for sure, Iowa, Northwestern at home. You take those 3 games back, man, where are we? Because if you win against Northwestern,
in the Big Ten,
tied for first?
Yeah. At least.
There's an opportunity there. There's at least an opportunity to be in the conversation that, we win out, or, I think people are starting to catch on to Purdue. See, I don't think Purdue scares a lot of people.
Me either, Derek. Me either, Derek.
Yeah.
I think, and we always talk about it, bro, having a real big like that. Once people figure it out, man, it's you know what I'm saying? It's out there now. It's on film. Like you said, it's on film.
Exactly.
And they struggling right now as far as that, bro. And I think, you want to be you want to be playing your best basketball toward this time, and I think Purdue's struggling a little bit right now.
I mean, they're getting wins that they're supposed to win, but you get a team who has got at least the size, right? If they got the size to at least compete, like you said, man, the method is out there. All you got to do is watch the film to see how other guys are doing it. And like right now, I mean, they're getting wins. They're still winning. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they just beat Ohio State, so they're still winning. But it comes down to the time when it gets down to crunch time. You go to a place that's fighting just as hard as you are for another seed in the tournament, because Purdue's going to be a 2 seed, a 1 seed, whatever they're going to be. You've got other teams behind them fighting to jump their seed up too. So there's going to be some battles here, and then there's going to be a battle in the Big Ten tournament. So if we could just have those 3 games back, at least give us just one. Just give us one of those wins, and then beat Northwestern. We're tied in this thing, and who knows how the chips fall here at the end of the year, because this is when it gets a little dicey. And you see Nebraska beating Maryland at Nebraska. That was unheard of. So crazier things have happened in this Big Ten. I promise you that.
Right. What are we tied in the conference now? What are we in the conference? Tied for second?
What are we? I think Northwestern beating us got them a sole second.
Okay. So yeah, we right under them. We got plenty of time left. We'll see.
Yeah, we got plenty of time. Yeah.
Maybe we can go, get a share of that thing, man. We need that going forward. That'll be big time for us. But obviously, we put on Twitter. We had a couple questions. I'm gonna let you talk a little bit about those questions, and we're gonna just elaborate on those a little bit before we move into the scouting report of the next segment.
Yeah. So one of the questions that we got was from Assembly Call, and the question was, minutes for Trace, and how does he, he's going 40 minutes, 38 to 40 minutes on a daily basis. At what point do you kind of keep in his head that, or just, what's the plan of action when a guy like Trace is working that hard on a night in, night out basis? One of the things that Coach Crean, I thought, the more I'm out of it now, the more I think it's a lot more funnier than I did when I was a player. But, the fake yelling at Vic, getting Vic in trouble. I've been in these huddles. I've been upstairs in the conference room where we've talked about, hey, we're going to give this guy a rest, but we're not going to know he's going to get a rest. That's one of the things, man. I think Assembly Call, thank you for the question. We appreciate that always.
Right.
But if it's me, man, you've seen every team. No, there's not one team out there that you haven't played yet. Nothing's going to really surprise you when it comes to actions right now and what teams are doing. No one's going to just completely switch up a game plan. So I think right now is a lot of film. Man, I think, like you said, the film is the best teller, especially when you're projected a 4 seed in the tournament as it stands right now. There's no need to go 2.5, 3 hours on the court. These guys are tired. Obviously, they're seeing everybody's posts. They're all away. They're out having fun. Their seasons are over with. They're out partying. And, it's crazy to say, but that gets to you, see? I mean, it did me. I mean, especially, you talk about Thanksgiving, Christmas, everybody getting to go home, and you're in there doing practices. And, I don't know if there's an hour restriction or not, but comparison is a thief of joy. And you're seeing everybody else out there having a good time and friends of you that it's in a different sport. So I think right now it's just, there's no need to have these guys banging up on each other and going through a grueling 2.5, 3 hour practice. It's unnecessary. I think right now it's time to kind of, patch up some wounds, get in the cold tub, get in to see Timmy G as much as you possibly can. But I mean, the film room is the best educator you can get a hold of right now. I think you're going to see a lot of differences. I think guys, after you watch film, grab a manager and get up some shots or grab a coach and go through an individual 40 minutes of hard, get a good sweat, and then, call it a day. I don't think there's any need to, run the risk of twisting an ankle to be out 2 or 3 weeks. Like, we just can't afford that right now.
Right. I agree. What I will say is, obviously with Woody coming from the NBA style, I don't feel like those guys are on the court a lot. They weren't even on the court back when I went, and that was early in the year. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't even on the court that much. So I think that allows Trace to play at a high level for a longer time because he's just not practicing at an extreme rate like we were. You know what I'm saying? I think that's just that's just Woody coming from that NBA style of where they don't do that much. So I think that plays I think that's beneficial for Trace's in the game performance. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's able to play at a high level for so long, because obviously he probably take care of his body. And he's not really going, like you said, he's not really going 3-4 hours on the court, you know, in practice and stuff like that. So we got something to play for at this point. If we can get a share of the Big Ten, I'm playing him. You know, I don't believe in, obviously, not the load management in college or nothing like that. You got to play, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's and Trace, our guy. Hey, if I'm a coach, hey man, I'm rocking with you. You know, I don't know about if we could tone him down, if we could get 35 to, I don't know. I think he's playing I don't know if he's coming out the game now. He's playing probably 38, 39 minutes. He don't come out the game. If I could scale it down a little bit, but I'm riding with my guns though, bro. I'm riding with my dog. We gonna just play and especially if I got something to play for this late in the year, we got a chance to where we can get a share of that Big Ten, man. So I'm gonna tell Coach like this, you know, I've seen guys do it, Coach. When you want it, you know, you want it in practice or you want it in the game,
right?
You know, where do you want it? You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right. You're right.
I feel like that's, and I know Woody understands that because he come from that. You know what I'm saying? Got vets always sitting down and stuff in the league and stuff like that. So I know he knows when it's time, and I think Trace understands that. And Trace like, hey, he probably don't practice this as much, but when he get in the game, he's full throttle. You know what I'm saying? I know that's what we need to be successful. And that it concludes that question. Appreciate Assembly Call for reaching out to us about that question, man. That's a big time. You guys always do great content over there, so we watch you guys as well, man. And we're gonna talk about the next one, Jared. What's the next question you got?
Yeah, so the next question comes, and it's all focused on X, man. And, you know, we've had this conversation in the past, but, you know, a fan reached out to us and said, you know, what's this team look like when X gets back? And see, I can't lie to you, man. It's there's a little bit of me that's scared. I'm scared. I mean, although we don't have a good Jalen right now, I mean, it's a good Jalen right now. I mean, he's been bad, 2 games? And so, you know, you kind of, that's his bad is 2 games, but
that's bad, but it ain't bad.
Right. So I'm just worried that Xavier comes in here and you know, he kind of hits the ground as if he didn't ever leave, and you know, kind of swallows the ball a little bit. And a little bit of me likes Jalen coming off of screens and working defenders, constantly moving around the court. But at the end of the day, man, Jalen has played really good ball so far to this point. And I would just hate to see his minutes or his possession of the ball get taken away from a guy who hasn't seen the court in 2 months. I don't know. That's scary to me.
Jalen usage rate is real high right now. I know he's comfortable with that now because he's had to do it for so long. But I don't know. I'm not really scared though, bro, because I know how it goes. Like I feel like, you know, spot minutes here and there will help him. You know what I'm saying? Will help him a little bit. I don't know how we implement him in during a big game, but I know we probably have some games coming up where he's able to implement himself a little bit. So it just depends on when he come back. Obviously, if he come back in the Big Ten tournament, we dealt with a similar situation. You know what I'm saying, where Verdell went out for us and we had to bring somebody else in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's risky a little bit around then. You know what I'm saying? If he's able to come back before the regular season, then I think we'll be able to work out our kinks a little bit. But that's a tough question, man. That's a great question.
I know.
A tough question. You know what I'm saying? But I know the kid. This is his last year, bro. He deserves to play. He's probably been working hard as far as, you know.
Oh yeah.
In the rehab with Timmy G, doing everything he can, bro, to get back healthy, man. So I would love to see him back out there, just contribute some. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, bro. Maybe he can come off the bench and be a reserve role. We ain't really getting enough our bench right now, anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe he could give us 8 or 10 off the bench. But, you know, we'll take all the help we need right now, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think as long as he comes in with the right mindset and him knowing that like he's not gonna have the same role as he had at the beginning of the year, I think we'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? I think he's smart enough, he's old enough to understand it. That's why I say I'm not really worried about it too much.
Yeah, I mean, he is fireworks. Don't get me wrong. You know, I love Xavier. I love his game. He's one of those guys that I've preached about in the past where you need a Jalen Hood-Schifino to kind of, control the tempo a little bit. And then you need a Xavier Johnson who just gets it and goes and gets to the rim, puts a lot of pressure on the rim. And I think it's really good for our team. I just hope that our staff realizes, obviously they're seeing something that we're not. If he's full go, man, I'm all about having him back in. Right. I just don't want that to creep in Jalen's mind that this guy's going to start taking over the game because, Jalen's been known to put up shots and make them at a high rate. But like you said, I think it's more of a situational, hey, we're going to throw you in for 4 minutes here. Let's just see how you do. And if you're rocking, go for it. Go for it. But, if you're out of shape, if you can, tell that you're huffing and puffing, it's going to be a situational thing. And you just made a great point, which I never really thought about, just having be a bench player for the rest of the year. I mean, I don't think it matters when you're playing 25 a game. I don't think it matters it never mattered to me whether I started the game or not. Right. I actually preferred coming off the bench just to get a feel for the game. And so I think that's what he needs a little bit, just to come off and just get a feel for what the game, how it's being called, the pace of play, what's working, what's not. And if he can come in, like you said, give us 25 and give us 11 points, we're begging for that right now.
But I'm not even like you gotta, like, as far as the medical part, who knows, bro? He probably won't be able to play that many minutes. You know what I'm saying? He'll probably have a minute restriction anyway. 15 minutes off the bench. We'll take that. You know what I'm saying? In our second unit, he may be able to get more guys involved in that second unit. So it's a lot of things that can be done, man. So we just got to figure it out. But that's a tough question. And, you know what I'm saying, a tough situation, those guys. But not a bad one to have, as a coaching staff.
No, absolutely not. No. Anytime you get a starter back, I think you're going to appreciate it.
We're going to move on a little bit to the scouting report. We got Michigan State coming up, man. They coming into Assembly Hall. Or do we go there? Are we on the road? We on the road, actually.
Yeah, we're going there. We're on the road.
Oh, man. So we on the road. I think, that's right, because this is the first game back that they've had since they had that incident.
Yeah.
That unfortunate incident, but I know they're going to come out fired up because of that. Not just because of that, but they really need a win right now. They're going to come out fired up because of that, and I think we're just going to have to go in there and weather the storm. Expect them to go on a run, expect them to play hard, and I think, as long as we close, we don't let things get out of hand, we'll be right where we need to be at the end of the game with a chance to win the game.
Yeah. I hate the Big Ten, man. The Big Ten did us wrong, man. We've got 9:00 starts all across the board, all on the road. It's just like, man, can I just watch a game at 6:30 and put my kid down and watch a damn game and be finished by 8? Come on, man.
Bro, stay your ass up.
I don't understand it.
Now you want to go to sleep. Motherfucker, you ain't never go to sleep when we was in school. Now you want to go to sleep at night.
Well,
Caroline.
I got a situation. No. Parker's got me.
Parker too.
But,
both of them. Kicking your ass. You got to get that wrist.
Killing me right now.
She's sleeping through the night?
Yeah, man, I think
she's sleeping through the night, huh?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
3:00 comes around and she is, 3:00 comes around, she is ready to party.
God damn, I hate it for you, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
You gotta try that cry it out. You gotta try that cry it out method. I know y'all probably don't want to, and Caroline don't want to, but you gotta try that cry it out method, bro. I'm telling you, that's what got Macy right. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right. Well, I'll give it a shot. I hope to God that's work. That's the key. But
bro, it ain't gonna take them about 2-3 nights. How old Parker now?
14 months.
Oh yeah. It's gonna take about 3 nights. That's it. It's gonna be a rough 3. Derek, it's gonna be a rough 3, but after that, it's gonna be smooth sailing, baby. I'm telling you.
I hope you're right. Because this could be a tough night for me.
Tell her come to Uncle CY crib. I got it. Don't worry about
it. Yeah, okay. Oh God.
No, man, but go ahead, bro. We got off.
But yeah, man, I think I know, but it's all worth it. Yeah, man, I think you're right. I think with what happened at Michigan State, they put games on hold, which I'm glad they did. Nothing is more important than life itself. I think Michigan had a great salute to Michigan State when they came in with some shirts saying that we're all praying and back in Michigan State. I think you're right. I think that's going to have a lot of energy and it's going to have a lot of power in tonight's game.
Right.
Hogard's back. I think they have a complete team now. So this is going to be a hard game regardless of circumstances. So, I'm just excited to see how we play on the road after Michigan State, honestly.
Right.
Any opportunity on the road is an opportunity for us to just move up in the rankings. And like you said, there's still a lot of games left for us to actually increase the eye test for us in terms of seeding. So for us, man, it's just going to the well and having guys come along with us. And, I don't think this isn't a Michigan State team that's really scared anybody in the past. It's just really not. But they're definitely, it's an Izzo team. And anytime Izzo is at the helm, they're a scary team, especially in March.
Especially
in March.
Yeah.
So regardless of what they do, obviously I could see this team, going as far as winning the Big Ten, getting themselves in the tournament and making some noise. It's just who they are. So we're gonna have to come out and play. And the beautiful thing about this one, as compared to Northwestern, is it's Michigan State. See, and everybody wants to win Michigan State. I don't care who they have on the court. I don't care how injured they are. When you go in, when you go into Michigan State, the crowd is always in your ear.
Always.
They're all
great
over
crowd,
the place.
Great atmosphere.
Yeah.
Great rims, I must say.
Great rims. Great balls. Oh, my God. Those Nike balls are incredible.
Great balls, great rims.
I'm telling you. So I don't think this is a game that we're necessarily worried about, coming out strong. Obviously, we might miss some shots, but this is a game where I think Trace comes ready to play from get-go. And, I think it's going to be an exciting game the whole night.
Yep. I think so too, man. And it's going to take us into we get a win right here, bro. We want to ride that high right into West Lafayette, baby. You know what I'm saying? We want to get that win. Ain't nothing like getting a win in there, I promise.
No, sir.
Ain't nothing like getting a win in there. And I know they're going to want some get back. But like we were saying, we kind of got them figured out. I really want to see. I really think we're capable of beating them at home, like convincingly too.
Oh, yeah.
Not like just no little, 3-point, 2-point win. I think we can really go in there and handle business. I just think we're just a better team than them. I think we're more athletic. I think we can do more. We can guard better. I think, obviously they got Trace and Edie are going to cancel each other out. And I think both of them might have 30. That's cool. But it's going to equal out. And I think we're just better all around. I think our other pieces are better as long as they show up ready to play. Obviously, we're going to be on the road, so it's going to be a little tougher. We're going to get a harder whistle. They're not going to give us nothing in there. But I still think we can go in there and win enough and do enough to get a win.
Hey, they're another team, C, too. The more I watch them, the more I realize those freshman guard, they're getting asked to do a lot. A lot. And I actually I do some sponsorship over at Westfield High School with United Fidelity Bank, and I see Smith's dad, and I talk to him, and I just say, how's he like it? A little small talk. And he says he's exhausted, man. He's being asked to do a lot for a freshman, and no offense to him, I just don't think he's a great player. Braden Smith is a great player, but he's just not built like Jalen. I think if you asked Jalen to play 40, after that 40, he'd say, let's play a 40 more. Braden Smith just kind of looks right now like he's exhausted. Night in and night out, you're asking this kid who's a freshman who is not necessarily built like Jalen to do a lot. And when you're going up against Big Ten guards every night, to play 40 is really hard to do if you're not ready for it. I think he plays the role really well, but I just think at some point, man, he's starting to run out of gas. And I think he is the one key. I mean, like you said, Edie's going to give you 30 a night. And if he doesn't, you win. But odds are he's going to give you, especially in a game like this, he's going to put up big numbers. It's the guards that they reply. They demand a lot out for that team to go. And you know what? If we can just speed those guys up and get them tired, you got a really good chance to beat this team.
Yeah. Speaking of them being tired, they don't play number one game this week. So Big Ten, I don't know how the fuck that happened, but they only play one game this week.
I know.
You lucky mo.
Yeah.
But it don't matter. Like sometimes them not playing that don't always necessarily mean that you're going to win. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather,
Yeah.
them teams that be playing,
Absolutely.
they come in with better rhythm.
Yeah.
Them teams that just be practicing, that shit don't always work. That don't mean nothing, man. So they got one game this week, but we need to get this one. We need to beat them. We need to get this one. They got a couple more tough games coming up. So maybe we can, steal one and get a share of that Big Ten. Maybe we can get a 3-way tie.
Be pretty nice.
So
pretty nice,
man. All right. Well, now we're gonna jump right into the Word on Campus segment. We got Coach Glenn Box from the IU women's basketball team. Boy, those IU girls, boy, they setting records. Just sold that thing out. Got to share that Big Ten title against Purdue. No better way to do it, man. So this is a very important person to these guys, to these women, success. So I look forward to talking to Coach, and I'm excited about it. What you thought, Derek?
Yeah, man. Glenn Box in the building. We've been a really good friend of mine ever since I was on staff. Obviously you could reach out to Terry. You could reach out to a couple people on that staff, but Glenn has been a good friend of mine, and he's just one of those guys, man. He's a soldier on the ground, man. They win the Big Ten championship. He's out recruiting the next day. So excited to get him on and just kind of talk about, what he sees that's going on in the program.
Hey, we got Coach Glenn Box from the IU women's basketball team. Just want to talk a little bit about you guys' success and how you guys dealing with it, man. It's an honor to have you on here. Me and Derek both, we've been watching you guys a lot. So just talk to a little bit and just tell us what it means to you guys.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on for sure. Nice to officially meet you guys. Well, meet you, Christian.
Yes,
we've been that program that's just been ascending for quite some time now. We're kind of like, it's interesting now because we're kind of in the middle of that national spotlight. I think regionally everybody's been recognizing what we've been doing here for the last 5 years or so. But, the attention is probably well-deserved. We've been knocking on the door for a little bit now, and we just try to really focus on on today. It's great that we get the attention. It's great for recruiting, but our main focus is just get better every single day. I know that's kind of cliche-ish, but when you have your blinders on, that seems to work better for us.
Yeah, no doubt, Jay. And like me being in there and the staffs, like I'm being a part of that staff and seeing you guys come over to our practices every day. It's you guys have handled this so as well as I think anybody possibly could, right? Like you guys have been in the spotlight. You have been in this position for year and year, but it just seems like now you guys are finally getting the recognition and to be number 2 in the nation. I mean, is that worry you about the girls at all? It seems like you guys got a level head.
We do. We have a veteran ball club. We have some killers in that locker room.
Yeah, I know.
And they're type A and they're driven on they're kids on a mission. So we're not really worried about the pressure that comes along with it. We really don't feel like we really have pressure, because this is what we expect to do, and because of that. These are our expectations. And, from people on the outside, they don't really know. Like we expect to go in and win every game, and we keep everything in house, but our mentality is different than a lot of people, man. We feel like we're supposed to win. We're Indiana. We're supposed to do this. We're supposed to do that. So,
how long you guys been feeling like this, Coach? How long you guys as a program, or when do you think you guys got over the hump until y'all, until where you guys expect to win and you don't go out there just, playing the game just to play?
That year, three years ago, that year that we beat South Carolina.
Okay.
I felt like that, I think that really just kind of went off the radar. Nobody even noticed it. But that team was different. That team started to climb, with Brenna Wise and Allie Patberg and those kids and Alexa Golby. And so, like, even that team, we felt like we could beat anybody, anytime, we just weren't ready to beat anybody, anytime. We feel like now we are, but our mentality was there then, and so I think it started then. That COVID year.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Coach, because I think this is, and I was a part of this practice. When we had a practice after my first year I joined the staff, we went undefeated at home, ended up losing to North Carolina in the Sweet 16. That next year, it was either the first or the second practice. Coach Crean ended up blowing his whistle. I mean, we were all over the court. Troy Williams it was just bad. James Blackman needed the ball. Troy needed the ball. Thomas was young.
Right.
And Coach called timeout. We had all the media surrounding practice. And he said to us, like, Yogi Ferrell is not walking through those doors anymore. So we have to figure it out. And, you know, I'm looking at this year's team and I'm thinking Trace Jackson is not coming through those doors anymore. And you guys have gone through an Ali Patberg, a Tyra Buss, and Amanda Cahill. So how do you guys keep coming with all these unbelievable players? Like, I know you guys are out on the road recruiting all the time, but if a team loses an Ali Patberg, you feel like, man, how are we going to recover from this? But you guys keep doing it year after year.
I think it starts with their culture. I mean, that's kind of like the buzzword everybody uses, right? But unless you really have culture, you really know what culture means. You know, everybody wants to talk about culture. And that starts from the top. You know, that starts all the way from, you know, Scott Dolson, Matty White, to Coach Moran, who spearheads everything on this side of it. You know, it starts with all of them. You know, we have great leadership here. And like I said, like, we talk about winning, but we feel like we're supposed to win. You know, and I think ultimately that's where it starts. And then you're talking about it. And so I think that we're all plug and replaceable around here, you know, and that's because the culture is so strong. You know, we feel like, now with that being said, I'm not knocking. I mean, we've had great players, but we just feel like the next man up, that mentality, you know, that's where we are. And we have kids on the bench right now that, I mean, they be playing anywhere else, most places.
That's huge.
You know?
That's huge.
You know, we didn't have Grace Berger for most of the year. And Hannah did play. We're playing North Carolina, and I think they're ranked 5th or something. She hadn't played all year. We put her in as the first guard off the bench. 3 minutes into the game, she sticks a 3. You know, and that's just because our expectation. You know, you're here on this team. You're supposed to produce when you're called upon.
Yeah, no doubt.
Big time, Coach. Big time, Coach.
Man, I know you got to run. We're gonna need you to leave the app open a little bit for us before you go, like 1 or 2 minutes just to complete the upload. But we thank you for having us, man.
Okay.
I look forward to the tournament.
Congrats on the Big Ten, man.
My brother went to LSU, so I'm always talking trash about the Hoosiers and LSU. So I
remember him when he was.
You guys link in the tournament. He think them LSU girls are just. You know, they think the Midwest girls can't really hoop like that. But we're going to show them when we get in that tournament. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we between me and you, we game plan around here.
Okay, so no doubt.
We good. We good. We good. We good.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Coach, taking time for sure.
Man.
All right.
All right, y'all. Be easy.
All right, guys. That concludes our episode, man. Thank you guys for listening. Shout out to New Amendment. You guys go follow us. We got a live show coming up in the Big Ten tournament. That'll be fun. I hope to see some of you guys out there. That'll be fun. But shout out to New Amendment. You guys go follow us on all platforms. CWAT205 on Instagram and Twitter. Go ahead, D, with your handle.
Diesel32 on Twitter and Instagram, man. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks to Glenn for coming out on our show today. You know, thanks for all our fans and our listeners, man. We're going to keep throwing out these questions you know, every time we get on the show. So please chime in with some questions that you want to talk about, and Christian and I'll take care of that for you.
All right, that's it. We out.
Beyond the Big Ten is a network of podcasts that aims to be your go-to resource for all things Big Ten. We cover the entire conference with shows hosted by ex-players and athletic alumni, aiming to be your go-to source of information and entertainment for your favorite team. Hosted by ex-Big Ten players, media, and insiders, our podcasts are focused on giving diehard fans and those alums an inside scoop about the teams and people that make the Big Ten Conference one of the most watched and most talked about conferences in sports. We're excited to talk Big Ten basketball with you wherever you may be. Subscribe now.